Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here and if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. All right guys, I am very happy to finally be able to be making a video because let me tell you guys what has been going on, what has been happening. Okay. But before I do that, let me just share with you what I'm going to be doing on this video and what I'm going to be using. I am going to be coloring out of the Watercolor Decor coloring book. It has the watercolor pages, and I'll be using the Guanghui Watercolor Pencils, the 150 set. So we'll see how they work in this book with this paper. And I may be using the HERO Watercolor Pencils, the 72 set. Well, I am going to be using these because they're more vibrant. And I'm going to see how these work in the watercolor coloring book because someone had mentioned that I needed to test out these watercolor pencils on actual watercolor paper. So I said, hey, that's a good idea. So that's what I'm going to do. That's a great idea. Of course, watercolor pencils go on watercolor paper. So yes. So that's what we're going to be doing, guys. So let me get into telling you where I've been, what's been going on. And I figured I would use sorry about the lighting. I'm going to fix that like right now. Let me get that handled for you guys. Okay, and Paige, cut it out. Just stop it. But let me fix this lighting very quickly. There we go. All right. So, I figured I will use this clip here to keep my page from falling down in my face again. So we'll just clip that there. All right, so we're going to just try this simple picture while I'm coloring and explaining to you guys where I've been, what's been going on. Have my color chart here so I can know what colors I'm using and just get going with this, guys. Okay, so what has been going on? Okay. I have tried to record a video for you guys for the past two and a half weeks, however long it's been since you've seen my last video. I have been trying to record a video. I have attempted at least 4 times. The first time in the past 2 weeks that I tried to record a video, it just... I recorded it and the quality of it was just not up to Dollar Diva standards, okay? Everything was going wrong. It was like the paper wasn't right. The pencils weren't behaving correctly. I mean, you know, I'm pretty transparent. I'm using this beautiful green here, first of all. And we're just gonna color. I guess I won't be calling out, you know, what I'm using. I'm just gonna show you, you know, kind of just show you very quickly what I'm using, but we're just mainly chatting because I haven't, you know, hung out with you guys in a while. So we're just going to talk. This is not a tutorial. This is not really a I'm showing you anything special kind of video. This is a kind of a, hey, let's color and chat. But anyway, yes, the first video, it just wasn't going right. And, you know, I'm very transparent, you know. If I have fails in my coloring or success, I'm open with it. I don't, you know, record videos, and if things go wrong, I don't edit them or not show you. I love showing you guys my failures and my success because that's how we learn together. But that video, it was just, oh my goodness. It was rough. It wasn't right. So I was like, nope, I'm not putting that out there. I wouldn't enjoy, if it's something that I wouldn't enjoy watching, I'm not going to put it on my channel. So that's just how I am, even about my own content. I'm not just going to put out garbage just for the sake of saying I have a new video out for you guys. No, you're fam. We're not even going to go there, okay? Anyway, the next video I tried to record, the camera was shaking and it wasn't right again. And it was just, I attempted to sit down and color and it was, guys, okay, we're just gonna leave it at, it's been rough when it comes to recording videos. But I finally was in a good enough mood and felt, good enough to come on here and make a video and be able to hang out with you guys and test out these pencils. I haven't had the opportunity to really test out these HERO pencils like I would like to, but I am really loving the way these pencils feel on this watercolor paper. Whoever it was who suggested that I use these pencils on watercolor paper, thank you. Thank you, because it is very different. It's working very well on the watercolor paper. But the reason I mentioned why I wouldn't be head over heels in testing them or using them a lot on watercolor paper is because I don't usually color a lot on watercolor paper. But I could print different or, like copy my images onto watercolor paper. I have done that, and I have quite a few images where I have printed out things on watercolor paper. I'm using my favorite Jane Davenport water brush. These water brushes are awesome. I've had this brush ever since the beginning of my coloring journey, and they seem to put out just the right amount of water. I'm able to control them, the water supply, very good, very well. So I really like this water brush. Okay, so the technique that I'm using for watercolor pencils is, it's very important that you start with your lightest color and then clean your brush, then go down to your darkest color. Because if you just kind of circle everything in together, it's going to just blend the colors together, and it's not going to be a definite, it's not going to be where you can see that there are different color variations, or it'll end up being kind of muddy, and you don't want that. You want a distinct differentiation between your light color and your darker color, or your gradient. So that's one thing I've learned from using these pencils. When I get ready to activate them, go from light to dark. And then sometimes you can kind of push the dark color up to kind of blend more. But for the most part, start from the light, go to the dark, and clean your brush often. Okay, so, oh man, I just have so much that I want to talk to you guys about. I'm definitely going to be making a new Color Me Healthy video. Let's zoom you guys in so you can see a little bit better what's going on. There we go. All right, be still, camera. There we go. All right, so I need to make a new Color Me Healthy video because there has been, oh my goodness, there has been some stuff going on, guys, with my health. Has been some great changes, but just getting used to the changes and working with them, and just understanding my new health and so forth. It's been a roller coaster. It really has. So what I'm doing here is I kind of activated the darker color first and then cleaned my brush and then went back in and activated the lighter color. You can kind of do what feels the best, but you kind of have to play with it and figure out how you want to work it. And I really need to put something in between the sheets of paper. Yeah, I'm going to use my page protector. Not that I'm afraid that color is going to bleed or go through, but I don't want the imprint of me pressing hard on the pencil. I don't want the imprint to go through to the next page and there be like an indentation, because I am heavy-handed, and I am heavy-handed with these watercolor pencils. I really am. I just cannot get out of the heavy-handedness. That's why I'm always looking for like a pencil that works with my heavy-handedness. Always looking for that next heavy-handed, loving pencil that just loves me and my heavy hands and allow me to be me. Heavy-handed and easy. Okay, anyway. So yes, I have been, oh my goodness, it's been crazy. So I decided to just use 2 colors here. And I'm going to use my smaller tip brush. And I'm going to start with the lighter and work my way. Okay, no water is coming out. Come on. Pump the barrel to get that water going. There we go. Okay, so start with the lighter and work to the dark. And it's really brightening up the color when I activated these pencils on like regular paper. The color didn't seem to be very bright. The color seemed to be more washed out. But on the watercolor paper, when I activate the colors, they brighten up a whole lot. So yeah, I think I better be using these watercolor pencils on watercolor paper more often. But I will be trying to test these in different books on different papers, like the Johanna Basford paper. I will be trying them out on that. And getting a feel of how they behave in that type of book and other books, because I'm really enjoying these pencils. I'm really enjoying them. And using watercolor pencils, oh my goodness, guys, I am being like so super sloppy right now. It's kind of like I'm just laying down color any old kind of way, and then let the water and the water brush do all of the heavy work, all the heavy lifting, all the hard work, the blending and shading and all that kind of stuff. It's done by the water. Nothing difficult. So I'm going to work on this flower right here. That's enough of the greenery for the moment. We're not going to finish this picture on this video. I just want to show you like how these pencils are working on watercolor paper. So, if you like to see this page finished on camera, if you're interested in that, just let me know in the comments below. But one of my lovely friends mentioned, like, where is the colorful town picture that you were supposed to be finishing with us? And I told her, I said, I'm so sorry. I lost inspiration for that picture. What happened was the awning. I should have used watercolor pencils or pan pastels or marker or some type of medium that would have been easier for me to complete, but the awning was just so big and I was using the Prismacolor pencils and I kind of got overwhelmed because I was like, I will never ever finish this awning with these Prismacolor pencils if I keep at this pace. So I kind of just was like, ugh, why did I start this huge area with Prisma pencils? So I am definitely going to get back to that picture. I told her like really, really soon, I promise. Because I hate having unfinished pictures. I don't like having whips just everywhere. I love finishing things. So I'm going to be getting back. I promised you guys that I was going to finish that page with you. So we will. I'm going to get back to it. I'm going to have to find the inspiration to get back to that picture and just suck it up and just finish that awning. Maybe I'll do the awning last or something. But anyway, enough talking about that picture off subject. But look how sloppy I am being with this flower here. I mean, I will never, ever color this sloppy and crazy with regular pencils, color pencils. Because you would be able to see all of the, not mistakes, but all of the like white spaces and all of the, I'm losing, I don't know what word I want to use. But I think you know what I mean. You wouldn't be able to do this. Like, leave white spaces and not blend properly. So if you're not the type of color pencil person that's all into the blending and all that good stuff, watercolor pencils. And you still want to do pencils, color pencils, but you just don't want to just do all that, layering and all that good stuff. Watercolor pencils is the way to go. So, yeah, like I said, I should have used watercolor pencils on that huge space. And like when you're trying to cover a large amount of area, watercolor pencils is the way to go. Because I personally get overwhelmed when there's a large space and I have to do a lot of, like, I would never, well, I'm not going to say never because you never say never, but I don't think I would ever want to do a color pencil background. I know I see some colorists do color pencil for the entire picture, including the background. And I just look at that like, wow, they are amazing, because I would not, my fingers will fall off before I'm done. And then I'm totally ADD, and I would have lost interest by the time I've done half of the background. No, all of my backgrounds are done with either watercolor or pan pastel or something super easy and super quick. So I found one trick to using the watercolor pencils. With regular color pencils, you have to find colors that blend with one another, that are almost identical. Like if you're going to do that 3-color blend, you have to find colors that are pretty much identical. And then you gradually do that gradient. But with watercolor pencils, the difference, like the lines need to be harsh and the color differences need to be very, very, very noticeable. And you're going to see what I'm talking about once I activate the colors for this flower. I realized that when I was trying to do the leaves, the 3 greens, that middle green was too close to the dark green. So I said, okay, with this flower, I'm going to use like completely different colors and see what happened. So what happens is the colors don't just melt together and you can't see a difference. So I'm actually, I started with the lightest color, but then I'm going out without cleaning my brush and going ahead and activate the dark color. And now I'm cleaning my brush so I can go outward and blend more the light to the dark. You have to work kind of, I'm not going to say you have to work light to dark, because sometimes I go dark to light, but you see how that the activation of that leaf, you see the difference of how it look. I'm thrilled at these pencils. I'm really loving them. I'm so glad I had enough sense to get them exchanged, because the first set that I had definitely was, it was bad. It was no good, because they weren't activating. They weren't, dissolving. It was like they were just the regular Hero pencils or something. But you can kind of push the color around and just kind of make what you got in your head, the picture that you have in your head. That's what you can do. So, yes, guys. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited right now to be with you guys, to be talking with you guys, to be hanging out with you. Thank you again for coming over and hanging out with me. I know there are so many other places on YouTube that you could be watching right now, but the fact that you decided to come over here to my channel and hang out with me and watch me do whatever it is I do, I really appreciate it. And I really thank you so much for all of your support. You're awesome. So I'm trying to do a little bit of shading, but with like a darker color. But that wet on wet action is not working, as you can see. So I have to let it dry before I can really do what I was trying to do here. But yeah, tests and trial and error. That's what we're all about here. We are learning together, you and I. So tell me what you're working on today or this week. What are you guys coloring? And I decided to use just 2 colors here instead of the third color, just to see what will happen. So let's start with a lighter color and then just work the darker color on in. All right. And I just said I'm not going to clean my brush. I'm just going to just do it here. Just see what happens. Now I'm going to clean my brush. And that didn't turn out so bad. So I can be even lazier with this. Huh. Thank you, watercolor pencils. Every now and then the Dollar Diva gets kind of lazy and like, yeah. We're not even going to talk about that right now. Okay, anyway. Oh boy, but anyway, I'm just loving this. I'm loving these pencils, how they're working on this watercolor paper. I need to test it out on different papers. Okay, now you want to fall all on me. Look, book, stay still. Okay, let's just turn the page. Okay, let's just turn it this way. So I want to do this little pine cone down here. for you guys. Let's pull out some browns and yellows and see how they look, because you know, some colors activate and perform better than other colors sometimes in some sets. So I'm just going to try to go full spectrum on with these pencils. So we have our darkest brown color that we're going to start off with. I'm just loving how I can just kind of like scribble some color down and don't have to worry about too much, and then just be able to just blend it all together effortlessly. I so should have done this on the My Colorful Town picture. I should have used watercolor pencils. Oh well. And I thought about trying to match the colors up, but I don't know. Let's see my next color. Let's see. Need some type of ochre color, like a lighter brown, to be my little transition. And like I said again, the colors need to be like very, very different colors. They don't need to be super similar, or else your blend will just get lost. So now I'm going to get that yellow that I used above in the flower and use that as my lightest transition color. Oh no, that's the yellow, not yellow, like ochre that I used in the middle of the flower. Yes, so now let's activate these. Start with the lighter color. Clean my brush and go on up to the darker color. And like I said again, this watercolor brush does not put out a huge amount of water, but it's like it's enough to get your page wet. So yeah, let me move it so you can really see it without, because it's not dry yet, it's still wet. So that's how it'll pretty much look dry. Here we go. But you'll have to, like I said, clean your brush often. Get that excess water off. And this is pretty dry here, so they dry pretty fast, fortunately. But I'm loving it, guys. Have I said that like 18,000 times yet? I can't stop saying it because I'm really enjoying this. So now let's see if I can get a little bit darker. If I can get some shadows going on in here. Maybe I should have used like a dark brown or something, or like a black. I don't know. Maybe not a black, but even these dark reds going over is just, it's not working like I want it to work, but I mean, it's doing a little something. It's doing a little something. I'm just trying to go behind those areas where there would be a distinct shadow. And we'll see. We'll see how that works. So let's get the water brush going on here. Okay, yeah, that works. That kind of does what I wanted to do. Okay, I prematurely discounted its ability to do what I wanted it to do. And I'm being very light-handed, believe it or not, with my water brush. I'm not doing a whole lot of scrubbing, and I'm actually trying to do a few strokes with the brush so the colors won't muddy up or blend too much. Yeah, I like the way that's turning out. Okay, okay. Let me clean up this middle a little bit. It's got a little bit too much. Yeah, there we go. The good thing about watercolor is you can lift it with no problem. You can lift the color off with no problem. So that's a bonus. All right. So here you are zoomed out. Oh my goodness, this picture is going to be beautiful when it's done. And for that rose, I think I'm going to use a reference photo for that rose at the bottom by the pine cone. But I think I would like to try out the like muted colors at some point on one of these flowers, or like some of these like pastel-y colors, because there's some beautiful pastel colors, but I would like to try some of those out on a few of these flowers. There's so many flowers on here that I can play with, so there's plenty room for playing and testing out colors. So let's see, what am I going to do next? Let's see. I think I'll try this leaf here. And I think I want this leaf lighter. I guess kind of like I did with the other leaf, just use the lighter green. I love the super fast coloring when I can get like similar results with minimal effort. I'm all about that simple life, guys. All about that. Get the same results with least effort. That is like goals. Okay, I'm liking how that's turning out. Well, let's try it with a little bit darker color, a little bit darker green. Kind of contrast them and use that same yellow. You see how super fast that is? Oh my goodness. Loving it. Loving it. So guys, oh my goodness, I I may be using watercolor pencils for a minute or two because I'm really liking how quickly they are accomplishing what I want accomplished. Yes, I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. And can you imagine like going over some of these areas with after it dries, going over some of these areas with like a Prismacolor pencil or something to give it that finishing touch? But I think what I'm going to do now is try the bright, bold colors in the 72 set. Remember I told you that the 72 set had some reds and some of the colors in the 72 set were a lot brighter and bolder than what was in the 150 set. See, can't you see a difference? They're like super bright and vibrant. And I couldn't find a red like this 801 in the 150 set. So we're going to see how bright and bold this red is. I would love to do that rose, but no. We're going to do a reference photo for that rose. So we're just going to pick that little flower hidden behind that leaf. I am loving the way these Hero 72 pencils, they are laying down. They feel smoother laying down on the paper than the 150 set. Now, don't get me wrong, the 150 set, they feel fine, but these feel like extra smooth or something. Like extra creamy going down on this paper. And as you can see, it's like super vibrant. That red is just amazing. So I think I'll use 803 as the transition color, if I can find it. So, oh yes, these are definitely much more vibrant in color, but you don't always want vibrancy in your colors. So that's why I'm glad that I have both sets, because sometimes you want, the paleness. So I'm going to use this white to see if it does anything, and it's actually blending them together pretty good. It seems like the white in the 150 set is absolutely useless. It did nothing. So the white, it seems, in this set is a little bit better, possibly. So let's activate this and see what happens. Oh, it's making it even more vibrant. Oh my goodness. In love. I would recommend these watercolor pencils if you would like a large set of watercolor pencils on a budget, like for your first set of watercolor pencils, and you want a lot of colors. I would definitely recommend these. But make sure they aren't a bad set like my first set was of the 150. I got a bad set for my first set, but I didn't have to exchange the 72. They were good. Oh my goodness. I am like loving this, guys. Oh my goodness. Happy, happy, joy, joy to me. This is life, the simple life. Oh, I cannot wait to use more colors and try more stuff. Oh my goodness, try more different papers and pages and stuff with you guys. So, what do you guys think? I am super excited and happy with it. And like I said, if you would like to see this page completed on camera, just comment below and let me know. And I will try to get that done for you guys. But I'm so glad that I was able to come on and finally hang out with you guys and just chat with you guys. And I've said you guys 18,000 million times. I'm sorry. So this has been definitely a treat for me to be able to come here and be with you. So stay tuned for the next video. Hopefully it will be a color me healthy, because I have a lot to talk to you guys about health journey. And what about you guys? Are you on a health journey? What are you up to? Like, is there something that you would like to change in your life health wise? And what would you like for me to talk about next in the next Color Me Healthy? I have an idea of some things, but we'll talk about that later. But thanks again. And I'm so happy that I was able to get this video out for you guys. And I'm going to stop saying you guys like any moment now, I promise. Oh my goodness. And it's been amazing. And I'm going to try to have more videos for you very soon. Okay. So again, thank you and have a wonderful rest of the day and happy coloring. Bye.